Hi, my name is Demi, but you probably already knew that. I know what you guys are thinking. It's Demi's senior speech. She has the stage. What on earth could she possibly say next? And so I thought, what could I possibly say to all of you? I know that a common trend for senior speeches is to give some advice to the lower class levels that they can use for their next years in high school. But the truth is, high school's pretty awful. Yes, you have your fun moments, but there is no advice on how to get through high school. There is only surviving. But then I thought to myself, Demi, don't be a pessimistic... Wait, sorry, Mr. Forrester said I can't use that word in chapel. Also, my 8-year-old sister's in the front row. But you get the point. So I decided to write about what makes me happy. I know, shocking, right? Demi in a good mood? Ha, don't know her. But here she goes. So I was sitting there, thinking about my high school life, and most of it consisted of me crying in the bathroom. And I was like, but Demi, everyone already knows about that. But then I thought, Demi, this isn't a negative part of your high school experience. Because look what all that crying made you realize. You actually have 5 friends. Haha, I'm just kidding, Mom. I definitely have more than 5 friends. But how my high school experience went isn't the point of this speech. I'm also not here to discourage you from the next however many years of high school you have left. And when I say I only have 5 friends, I mean that in the sense that I never really fit in with just one group of people. I bounce around between groups of friends like the social butterfly that I am. And thinking about this, I asked a few people for one word that comes to mind when they think of me. The results of this were fanatic, personable, boisterous, outgoing, persistent, and some other fancy yet descriptive words I didn't really understand. But I'm not here to talk about what other people think about me. I'm here to tell you the things that I think about me, and there are definitely a few topics I think we need to touch on. First, let's start off with my driving. Mom, I'm sorry, and Dad, my driving habits definitely came from you. I am the best worst driver you will probably ever meet. Let me explain what I mean. I do a lot of questionable things while driving. For example, one time I was driving with Hannah in the car, and we were heading to my house from the Wawa on Manatee Avenue. I, being the extremely observant person I am, decided to turn left onto the road as I was leaving Wawa. Seems pretty normal, right? Wrong. Turns out, as I was sitting at the light, I looked up and realized that all the cars were facing me. I forgot that Manatee Avenue turns into a one-way road for a quick sec. So I look over at Hannah and tell her to hold on. And as the cars literally start coming at us, I whip into reverse. And proceed to go pretty fast backwards down the road until Hannah spotted a KFC that we skirted into real quick. Another questionable driving choice I made actually occurred here at St. Stephen's. Now, I completely blame the fact that we have to wake up way too early for school. And so let's take into account that I was extremely exhausted. But as I rolled into school, wearing my Crocs, so it was slightly hard to feel the pedals, I proceed to park in my usual parking spot by the field house. Shut up. Well, if you have ever seen my car, it's a beast. Like a literal tank. So obviously I had to repark. Well, turns out I forgot the brake was on the left side as I was pulling back into the spot and proceeded to hit the gas and go over the median in front of the parking space and into a tree. If that was funny, it gets better, because I also had a bowl of cereal next to me. That I was eating on my way to school. Let's just say, the bowl smacked the windshield, and my car ate more cereal than I did. The great thing is, while my actions while driving may be questionable, I'm an extremely defensive driver. Also, thanks to the wonderful Life 360, my mom is able to track how fast I'm going. I'm sorry about that alert you got about my speed the other day. My bad. The second thing that I think needs to be mentioned about me is my dancing. I think we all know what I'm talking about. At every school function, I'm usually the first person on the dance floor, and I'm definitely the last person to leave. The most frequent question I get asked is, Demi, are you on something? I want to clarify that no, I am not, nor have I ever been on something. I credit my insanely good dance moves to the adrenaline that courses through my body every 0.5 seconds of the day. It has also been noted that if one was to bottle my energy and sell it as an energy drink, they would make millions of dollars. But my energy is definitely not 100% natural. I, and my teachers, and my parents could probably all agree that I have ADHD and should so be medicated for that. But YOLO, I'm not, so I guess everyone is just going to have to deal with it for the next 8 months that I'll be attending St. Stephen's Episcopal School. I also want to credit myself as being a pretty darn good therapist. People usually rant to me about their struggles, and I tend to give some pretty honest and personal advice. I would say that my role as a therapist is pretty ironic though, considering that most of my relationships and my life have been, a complete mess. But hey, it's okay, because coaches don't play. So cringe. I also credit it to my ability to be brutally honest. But the truth is that I give my advice because I love you guys, all of you, and I want to be there for the people who need me. I have always seen myself as outgoing, but also at times warm-hearted. I can't shout out all of you in this speech, but I want you to know that if you ever spoken to me or known me in some way, that I consider you as a friend and will always be here for you guys. All of you have taught me something that I will never forget. So whatever it is, or whoever you are, thank you. But the point of this speech isn't for me to just stand up here and embarrass myself. I promise there is a point to this madness. The lesson I want to give all of you, and probably the most important thing I've learned in my high school experience, is that you should never change who you are. You should never feel like you have to be something you're not in your friendships or in your relationships. Pretending to be something I wasn't took me a long time to learn not to do. But as soon as I accepted who I was and realized that toning down Demi is something I should never do for anyone, I became a happier person. So thank you guys for accepting me for who I am and always encourage me to be the most outgoing and happiest self I can be. Now, for a few people I think need to be mentioned before I wrap this up. Sorry if this gets a little long. You all can tune out now. Hannah. I have no idea how we're still alive, but hey, here we are. I am so lucky to call you one of my best friends. I honestly have no idea how I could have made it through high school without you. No matter what you are going through, you always manage to be there for me, which shows how amazing you truly are. Thank you for always supporting me and never judging me. I love you for that. Avery, out of all the people I have ever met, you by far are one of the most extraordinary people to come in my life. When I met you in 6th grade, our relationship started out a little rough. But I'm extremely thankful for that because you gave me some pretty thick skin and helped me to not be an oversensitive drama queen about everything. Thank you for always being real with me and always being there to support me, especially through the awkward phase where I swear we were this close to being sisters. I'm so glad to have you in my life, and I'm so lucky to call you one of my best friends. To Ross, Ben, and Nick, I honestly have no idea what you guys taught me. You mostly just made fun of me, but you also gave me one of the best group of friends I could have asked for. Thanks for all the fun memories. To Jamie and Miss Springstead, you are some of the most kind, caring, and supportive people I have ever met. Thank you for all the fun times, but most importantly, thank you for always making me feel loved. Also, shout out to Jamie because her birthday's tomorrow. To Coach Brown, Coach Burdick, and the track team, you all have never given up on me and always pushed me to work harder and be better. Thank you guys for all the fun memories and hard work. To my grandparents, I love you all so much. Thank you for supporting me through the good and the bad. I will miss you guys. To my Aunt Abby, you have been one of the most influential people in my life, and I'm also pretty lucky with how similar we look. Thank you for all the fun times at the ranch, riding horses, and all the cool adventures you've taken me on. You are awesome and I love you. To my mom, I love you. You have by far been the most supportive person in my life, and I really have no idea where I'd be without you. I know we may not always get along, but I know you have always had my best interests at heart. Thank you for always pushing me to be the best person I can be. I'm going to truly miss you when I leave, and I promise to call home at least once a week so you know I'm still alive. Dad, you're a cool guy too, and I love you. You will always be my sideline coach in sports, and even though Ava and I find your dad jokes extremely embarrassing, I will miss them. And while I know you really wanted a boy, just know that you helped create a literal legend. Mark, I have to admit I got pretty lucky with a cool stepdad like you. If there's any advice I won't ever forget, it's you telling me as you handed me the keys to the car that if all 4 tires ever come off the ground at the same time, to keep your feet off the pedals and the steering wheel straight until you regain control of the car. Thank you for everything. Jen, I also have to say that I was pretty blessed with a pretty fun stepmom. I know it must have been challenging to have to assume the role of a wife and a mom all at once, but I'm glad to have you in my life. You not only have supported me and cared for me, but you also gave me one of the best things in the world. Ava, you are the dopest sister I could have ever asked for. You're like a slightly more hyper mini version of me. So yay, Jen and Dad have to live through that for another 10 years. I know we may not always get along since we're 9.5 years apart, but I wouldn't want to call anyone else my sister. I will miss you so much when I leave, but I will always be here for you with anything you need. I love you so much. But enough with the sappy stuff, because today is your 8th birthday, and I thought it'd be pretty fun if everyone joined me in singing my sister Ava a happy birthday. So I guess I'll just start. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.